Hello everyone, my name is Sajid Vijay Surya and I am from Sri Lanka. First, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak about the People's National Review, uh, or rather, People's Voluntary Review. So, first to introduce myself, I have two Sri Lanka-based organizations. One is Earth Lanka, which was established in 2009, and another is Science Policy Circle, which was established in 2014. I'm also one of the technology focal points at the United Nations Major Group for Children and Youth. Um, but currently, I am based in Denver, Colorado, doing my PhD. So, first, I want to sort of introduce myself in the sense of how I got engaged in the SDGs. My first engagement happened during 2012, just after the Rio Plus 20 summit, where the Sri Lankan delegation as well as the Sri Lankan government was motivated to work towards SDGs for the next 3 years until 2015. So we had several youth processes working and events that took place in Sri Lanka, like the Commonwealth Youth Forum and the World Conference on Youth, on which took place in 2014. So these processes were established to take young people's inputs to the uh, SDGs, which were to come to being in 2015. So with the introduction of Sustainable Development Goals, Sri Lanka established a Ministry for Sustainable Development, which was a strong step at the moment. So we were expecting the continuous effort towards the implementation of the Action 2030 agenda. So the first 2 years of implementation until 2017, the Ministry of Sustainable Development was contributing strongly to the process. But however, then later on, the process became more lethargic, I would say, and wasn't effective. So the appointed advisor for the Ministry of Sustainable Development, after leaving the government, decided to pursue the process of people's voluntary review parallel to the voluntary national reviews of Sri Lanka. So for this purpose, we took into the regional level uh, of Sri Lanka while engaging the young people in the process. So the young people mainly contributed in reaching out to the communities and conveying the message of sustainable development goals as well as the Action 2030 agenda, and taking the information needed regarding the issues these communities are facing. So they conducted surveys, they conducted interviews, and gathered data and clustered them to be used for research. And even within the research team, there were young people included to do desk research and look into these matters further, and provide sort of establish a pathway for the solution. So uh, then, after providing these suggestions, these research and the outcomes are compiled to a broader report. And also within this reporting procedure, young people took part in the process. So this is why the people's voluntary review becomes more important, because there is more space for young people to come in and engage in the different step of the process. And it's important to notice that this will be a continuous process. Although Sri Lanka presented their VNR in 2018, the people's voluntary review process will continue to search deeper into the communities, as well as do more background research, and also to expand on the proposed pathways for implementation. So these are the steps that people's voluntary review can define. And also then, uh, based on the interest and the expertise level of the young people, they can engage the young people in each of these steps to contribute, because the young people have most timely information regarding emerging issues. Therefore, it is really important that the reporting process uh, include young people in each of the steps. So even for a different country like say Philippines, the entity who would establish the uh, voluntary review process for people can define separate steps where the young people can uh, get engaged. So as long as this process is more transparent and well defined, the young people have the space to identify where they fit in the process and contribute. So that is one of the most important steps as I see, and they should be aware that this is a continuous process as well. So those key factors should be taken into account and conveyed to the young people when they get engaged, and therefore a very well inclusive process can be established. So there will be challenges, however, in the process. So I think the young people are well equipped to handle those challenges. So I am confident that with the inclusion of young people, the people's voluntary review processes will be one of the most important inputs even for the government to look into. Thank you very much.